When your family member calls you a slur, say thank you because, dude, that's crazy.
Back
Back to his homeland.
Back to his homeland. Where's that?
I just miss him.
Waiting for Hasan. What will he do when he's live? Open up the casino, let the gambler in. It's time to sin. Well, now what are we waiting for? Waiting for Hasan. Thanks, I enjoyed.
Shit. He hates Luigi Mangione. No, he is just a right winger. Like, what are you talking about? He's defending the honor of for-profit healthcare. That's what he's doing. You know? It's weird he's acting morally superior about this when he was literally dunking on the guy who got shot at the Trump rally. Yeah, he's just all over the place. You know, he's a debate mercenary. Again, no conviction, no moral compass, no consistency. He will present itself. He will present his arguments as though they are morally consistent, but it doesn't matter. You know? If you consistently get your nose from this guy, you are most likely going to be on the wrong side of virtually every issue. But hey, if you can repeat his talking points fast enough, maybe you will think that you're coming across as brilliant. But most people will slowly but surely pull themselves away from you, not because they can't stand your brilliance, but because you're both annoying and also wrong. That's it. And constantly want to debate about how right you are, even though you are very obviously wrong. You will never be able to debate someone out of the harm that they have personally experienced by for-profit healthcare, for example. It's just not going to happen because they saw the pain with their own two eyes. But good luck. Yeah, you can't debate people into liking you. Like, I'll tell you that much. All right. You can't just be like, I'm going to debate you into liking me. I'm going to debate you into thinking my vibes are good. Anyway, yeah, we got 60 minutes, crazy 60 minutes propaganda. A man shouted Germany for Germans during a minute's silence for the victims of Magdeburg. Is countered by boos and Nazis out chants. What is this?
So now one of the
Colbert freaks out and changes the subject immediately after Claire Danes admits that the CIA allies itself with legacy media and mainstream journalists. That's weird. What the hell? It's odd. Tie it down. Salam alaikum.
one of the things that you do you do this every season where you go get to spend some time with some
Is this an old, like, what is she in that, like, she's doing a Colbert report? Is this like an old video that they resurfaced or something?
actual spies?
We do. It's like the coolest part of my job.
Who sets that up? Who calls the CIA and goes, we just like to come in and hang out with you guys?
Yeah, so Henry Brumell, who is one of our founding...
I'm really surprised Destiny's having this position. It's so fucking popular and everyone agreed with Luigi. I remember you read my message on how I assumed Destiny wanted Biden to step down and you said I was wrong. I assume political commentators had a bit of brain. No, dude. It's entertainment. It's content. You need to understand. For many people who don't have genuine convictions, this is just about content. It's about making content. It's about coming across. It is basically about coming across as unique as possible. Okay? Everybody tries to slot themselves into their own individual avenue. Most of these people, it's an old clip. Colbert isn't that young anymore. Yeah, this has got to be an old clip that they've resurfaced because what the fuck is she doing on Colbert show? Anyway, we've moved on. But there is, yes, this chatter is correct. There's a take economy out there. I don't necessarily participate in it, even though a lot of the things that I say frustrate people, and then, you know, people clip it out of context or whatever, and then blow it up out of proportion. But I don't participate in the take economy because my takes come from my own individual biases, my own personal opinion. It's not something that I am saying specifically so that you know, I can get the most amount of eyeballs on it. Okay? And that's precisely the reason why there is always a boom bust cycle with this community as well. Because sometimes I'm like, nope, I'm perma stuck on this opinion. I will not move away from this. I will not move away from my opinion. Israel is a great example of this. Okay? Where I just firmly am grounded in my perspective, and I refuse to budge. And a lot of people freak out and they get mad and they leave, only to come back later when they find out that maybe I was right and that history has vindicated me. But that's it. It's not about like assuming a contrarian position specifically so that I can get the maximum amount of attention. It is what it is. Anyway. Hasan, history has not been kind to you. Have you forgotten Ukraine and Russia? That's so funny that this is... That's so funny that this is the one thing that people still grab onto. And it's hilarious because like the analysis was still very much sound because history has vindicated me on that as well. That like not only did I apologize for making the wrong prediction and being incredibly convinced that it would be an unimaginably stupid endeavor for Russia to invade Ukraine, it was an unimaginably stupid and unimaginably cruel endeavor. So that part was correct. And it has not panned itself out. It's not necessarily been successful for Russia. So unless you think it's successful for Russia, I don't know what to tell you. But since then, there have been numerous moments where on that front, a lot of my haters vociferously yelled about my position, and they were wrong. You act like you're so correct all the time, but have you considered this take? I had to go back nearly 3 years to demonstrate how wrong you are, even though you streamed almost every day since. Yeah, I know. Ukraine's leverage has crumbled since the proposal that was placed in front of them, a ceasefire negotiation that was placed in front of them when they had a tremendous amount of leverage in comparison to where they're at now. I urged caution at that time. Everybody yelled at me, said that I wanted appeasement. I can't believe we're still talking about this on fucking Christmas Eve, by the way. All right. But let's see what this old-ass video is about that they resurfaced on Twitter recently.
Fathers of Homeland. One of our writers passed away a number of years ago, but his dad was in the CIA, and his cousin was a mentee of his father's and was also in the CIA, a very accomplished person there. And he recently retired, but in his retirement, he curates this week-long spy camp for us producers and writers. And
Really?
yeah.
Is it like, you
yeah,
know...
so we park ourselves in a club in Georgetown and talk to, like, real spooks. And, you know, people in the intelligence community and the State Department and journalists and people who really...
What do they tell you that, like, what's the most surprising thing that they've told you about their jobs or something you would need to know from
Well, every year it's different, right? We've been at
Okay.
it for a while, and the climate has changed. But this year it was all about, you know, the distrust between the administration and real spooks. And, you know, people in the intelligence community and the State Department and journalists and people who really...
What do they tell you that, like, what's the most surprising thing that they've told you about their jobs or something you would need to know from
Well, every year it's different, right? We've been at
Okay.
it for a while, and
I don't know why they say Colbert changes the subject. God, what is happening, man? I feel like if you just read the way that people actually massage certain things that are right in front of you, I'm not kidding. Like, you will just be in the very last second, really?
and the intelligence world, and the intelligence community was suddenly kind of allying itself with journalists, which
But wait a
usually
second,
they're
how long
not
ago did you
such
start
good
shooting
friends.
this season?
I mean, he just like changes the subject a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's like I think it's still he cuts her off. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's like no, come on, you just moving it along. They've been talking about the CIA for over a minute on late night TV. That's bad TV. I think, yeah, when you have these sorts of interviews, like you have a limited amount of time. I don't think it's like him trying to like desperately protect mainstream media or some shit. Is also like a fucking clip from 2018. It's also true. Yes, of course the CIA and the intelligence community aligns with mainstream media. They play a fucking formative role in building up certain State Department narratives. This much is absolutely true. And Colbert probably plays a role in that as well. But I suspect that it's him cutting that off is probably to move it along more so than because he's like genuinely scared that the truth is going to come out on his show or some shit. Yeah. Also, those conversations are not live. They're not live. You know what I mean? They're shot live to tape with a real audience, but if they were truly terrified of like some secret coming out, they would have just cut that segment in its entirety. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's just probably trying to move the conversation to whatever she's promoting. Anyway, let's talk. How much does the CIA pay you? Not enough. Unless my CIA handlers are gifting subs in the chat, I would suspect that they're paying me nothing. Because you are the CIA in this equation. You are who pays me. My subscribers. Yeah. So technically, I guess Valorant is CIA as well. You can show your support by subscribing for $6 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub. Let's continue.
Canadians are heading out today for the holidays with a dangerous combination of winter weather of snow and ice. It could build on the roads in parts of the Midwest and Northeast.
Yeah, so you're taking a live look right now at a highway in Albany, New York. The snow already making driving difficult and potentially dangerous throughout the Northeast.
I'm kind of jealous about this. I'm not gonna lie. This gives me a little bit of jealousy. Lexi T, thank you for the 5 gifted. Mike Robot, thank you for the 5 gifted. Both CIA people. It's just don't be. I know. But for me, it's like this morning I was bawling, and it's like kind of chilly here. It's kind of dull. It's gray. It's cloudy. But when I see snow, I'm like, damn, like that's real Christmas spirit. You know what I mean? I can't get into the jolly holiday season attitude in Los Angeles. There's a one L for LA, which is that it doesn't snow, obviously, which is usually a W for most of the year. But this one interim period in the holiday season for Thanksgiving, I needed to be kind of chilly and cozy, autumn vibes. And for the day of Christmas, it needs to snow. And without those two key factors, it doesn't feel holiday enough.
Ariel Reshef joins us now with the latest. Ariel, it is a bitter cold start to the holidays.
Hey, good morning and happy holidays, Rachel. And it's not just the weather wreaking havoc. We've been following that.
Snow is fun until you have to deal with snow tires, shoveling driveways, slipping on ice, sliding on the roads, house maintenance, higher light bills, etc. No, I know. I mean, guys, I grew up in Turkey where I experienced 4 seasons, including snow, and I lived in New Jersey. I know very well what it's like to have all of the seasons. For most of my life, I lived with all of the seasons. Okay? I know what it's like. I'm just saying that it's something that I kind of miss, but only if it's something that I kind of miss, only if I get it in like small bursts, if that makes sense. Because if I had it all the time, if I had it for like months on end, I'd probably kill me. Brian kill me.
Breaking travel news this morning for our viewers in the West. American Airlines grounding flights this morning. The airline blaming a technical issue and apologizing to customers for the inconvenience. Fortunately, that ground stop was lifted after about an hour, and we're not seeing any major impacts on flights so far, but we'll track that ripple effect throughout the day. The disruption coming as a quick winter system is moving east this morning, bringing a white Christmas Eve for millions. This morning, a winter blast impacting millions traveling for the holidays. From Massachusetts to
And this upcoming year, I do still plan on having a snow day for Kaya. Like maybe go up to the mountains. Murat, where could we take Kaya to see snow for the first time ever in her life? Where could we take Kaya to see snow? Like that's a close distance enough that we can drive to. Do you not hear me? Where, oh, Big Bear? How far away is it? Wow. It's not that is only 2 hours? Wow. Okay. All right. Take her to the mountains of Tibet. Yeah. People are saying Lake Arrowhead. It's even closer. Oh, Lake Arrowhead is Big Bear, he said. There's no snow up there right now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll find it. There's definitely some snow in California, especially around these months. And once it's snowing, I don't know, maybe before Japan or maybe after Japan, depending on when the snow season is. We also got to do the other thing to be able to do that.
Wisconsin to Michigan to New York, swaths of the country blanketed by snow. Conditions enough to snarl some traffic on interstates and cause delays at the nation's busiest airports.
After 5 hours, they fully canceled the flight.
Everybody just gets a text message like flight canceled.
In Southern California, storms bringing 30-foot waves and flooding. In Santa Cruz, a man killed after a large wave pinned him under debris. This powerful Pacific surf knocking part of a pier into the ocean.
Oh my God.
Restrooms at the far end of the wharf breaking up and bobbing in the water. A man in a hard hat and another man near heavy equipment seen waving their arms, floating on the wreckage. 2 were rescued by jet skis. 1 other swam to shore. Luckily, the winter weather hasn't had a dire impact on travel. If you
What's up with this? Like, why is she mobbed up? Like, they're just
were
posted up
driving to your
behind
holiday
her.
destination today, good news, AAA is predicting the roads will see minimal traffic, and the average price of gas is hovering around $3.04 for a gallon of regular. Safe travels, Gio.
Some good news. Happy holidays, my friend. Let's get you inside and out of those 26 degrees right now in Times Square.
'Tis the season for spending time. 'Tis the season for spending time with those you may not always.
Why half of Americans expect conflict at holiday gatherings and how to handle it? That's so funny. This is so stupid.
Agree with. There's a new survey that finds that nearly half of Americans expect heated discussions at holiday gatherings.
This is like every single holiday season as Jank takes on more confusing positions, I become a part of the 48%. When previously I never thought I would be. You know what I mean?
Gatherings this year. And by the way, it found a few hot button issues that are sure to fire things up. In third place, religion. Never talk about religion. Coming in second, family issues like parenting and finances. And in first place, not surprisingly, the survey found that the most controversial topic is politics. All this has 1 in 2 people planning to avoid holiday gatherings altogether. That's because more than 30% of people say they don't think it's possible to have productive conversations about different views without conflict.
So how do we navigate all of this? How do we agree to disagree? Well, Dan Lyons joins us. He is the best-selling author.
Being a nuisance at family reunions, yeah, except my family is in agreement with me for the most part. Like, there are obviously disagreements that we have, but they're not like large enough or significant enough to fight over. Jank is the outlier in this situation. Ironically enough, he is literally the outlier. Yeah, we have a family of max leftists. Yeah, Shaky Gurga has become the fucking black sheep of the family in this regard.
Author of the book, The Power of Keeping Your Mouth Shut in an Endlessly Noisy.
And I do think that I'm in a unique predicament because, like, I'm a political commentator and so is my uncle. Like, if we just had like regular ass conservatives or whatever, conservative relatives, it'd be a little different. You know what I mean? Like, Jank collaborating with Charlie Kirk is very different than like you talking shop or talking about football with your conservative coworkers, you know? That's something that I need to explain quite frequently, which is that, you know, one of the most significant principles that I routinely repeat is be fucking normal and don't be weird. Don't be a weird loser. So yeah, be chill with your coworkers, even if they're conservative coworkers, even if they voted for Donald Trump. Like, you can have like, you know, you can have normal conversations with them. But I think when it becomes a professional political commentator, that's a little different.
World, such a great title. Yes. He's also the editorial director of DocuSign. Dan, good morning.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So when we're with family and friends and things start to heat up, things start to get a little awkward, what should the person who's part and party to this conversation do to try to tamp things down?
Right, so there are techniques you can use, right? And DocuSign is interested in this because they're...
Your dad's ex-finance bro, though? I mean, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't give a shit about like American domestic politics. And for American foreign policy, we're somewhat aligned. Not really, but it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? Like, he does not care about American domestic politics. Like,
an agreement management company. So this began as a project about agreement rather than disagreement. How come some people are so good at agreeing with other people? So I went off and I talked to like hostage negotiators, a marriage counselor, a kindergarten teacher, really experts at agreement. And
that is insane. What a range, dude. What a fucking range. He said hostage negotiators to kindergarten teachers. These are all experts at conflict management, crisis negotiation.
One of the techniques you can use is just called thank you because. It's 3 words. It's very easy to use. You just bring this with you to this party, right?
What?
Thank you means I express gratitude to you for sharing your opinion, whatever it is. Because is I explain something I admire about your opinion, something I think is good. Now, once I've done that, now I can tell you what my opinion is, but because
You know who agrees with this guy?
Who?
Jenk, in regards to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, he does.
I've listened to you first, you're more likely to listen to me in return. And that is going to start bringing down the temperature, and also sort of, it's sort of like showing somebody respect.
When your family member calls you a slur, say thank you because, dude, that's crazy. Like, is that happening frequently? Chatters, goddamn. Like, that's a shitty ass family member, dude. That's just like, I think when you just like remove political ideology from the equation, that's just plain old rude. You know what I mean? That's like an incredibly rude way to behave. Sometimes fam is your biggest obs. Brother, there is no opinion my parents hold that I respect law, and yes, families are omega shitty. How do you stay normal if your entire family is anti-normal to you? I don't know. I mean, there are plenty of disagreements that I have politically. I think I would have politically with my family members if I were to bring it up. I just don't, you know? Am I wrong? What do you think?
I think you're not in a good position to answer this because there are contentious families out there. And there's families that have a hard time having those discussions where they can voice their true, political leanings or whatever, right? And I'm not saying that anybody's a victim or anything, but it's difficult for us to relate to that in like a very true sense.
My uncle talking about deporting people and joking about pro-choice cat ladies. Me, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that.
No, I mean, like you can avoid the topic, right? You can. Yeah. I wouldn't say hide where you stand.
That's what I would do in that situation. Like I would just never. I would steer every conversation directly away from political shit like that, because that way you win the rest of the room where they're the fucking annoying person that's like constantly making everything political.
Yeah, but I'm saying like don't just agree with everything, right?
Yeah, don't listen to this fucking DocuSign guy. Don't
setting boundaries is healthy.
Just be like, why? Look, people, when I do collaborations with other content creators that are not political content creators and they ask me like a political question, what do I say? I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics. Why the fuck do you want to talk about politics? Like, that's it. You know what I mean? You can make them look silly by just being like, dude, why are you talking about politics? Thanks for teaching chatters being normal. It's important. It's a weapon. The problem is they keep bringing it up. No, I know. That's the funniest part about it. Man on the left, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gift the subs. The funniest part about it is that, like, for the longest time, Trump supporters behaved as though they were the, silent majority.
They still claim that.
When they were always the can't shut the fuck up minority. Like, they just can't shut the fuck up. Nowadays, I feel like they've become even more galvanized. They've become more emboldened. So they just never shut up. They love talking about how the rest of the family doesn't understand me because, I voted for the right guy. I voted for the great white hope. And it's just like, dude, okay, you voted for Trump, man. You got it. We'll see what happens. I don't think that it's going to be good for you, and I don't think it's going to be good for anybody else. But, like, can we just not have a political discussion for once in our entire in this entire goddamn holiday season? Like, just shut the fuck up. Because I have noticed that, like, Trump supporters nowadays especially are, like, very excited to have those conversations. They are very excited, where their entire goal is to be like, yeah, we got it. Ooh, my guy won. Okay, man, I heard that there's an echo. There's an echo. I know. I turned it off. I turned off Marat's microphone. Okay, shut up. No, I already silenced you, so they can't hear you.
Which is what you want to begin with.
So you also talk about this tactic of mirroring. What is mirroring?
Mirroring is literally starting your sentence saying a few of the words of your last few words. So you say something to me, and I start by saying, oh, rough day. You know, you're saying, oh, I had a really rough day, and I literally just say, oh, rough day. And that actually keeps you talking. So mirroring is a way of me showing you, look, I'm listening to you, I'm actually hearing what you say, and I understand you. So you're also building empathy. A lot of these agreement tricks actually...
Yeah, this is dumb as hell, bro. This is dumb as hell. Ne diyorsun baba? Açtım kapıyı. Açtım.
All roll back to empathy, just showing someone, hey, I understand how you see the world, and I understand.
This is for literal babies. Yeah, this is for literal babies. That's why kindergarten teachers are what he heard from. Wait, this video has only 1.6K views from one day ago and only one comment, and it just says, "Don't serve alcohol." Anyway,
this is such
here,
a
we're
funny
blasting.
video.
I'm skipping the rest of this. This is stupid. All right.